Welcome back to round 2 at the Guild Ball English Nationals 2019 here at Steamforged HQ. I'm Dominic Westland.
And I am joining you as ever, David Cameron.
What have we got this time, David?
We've got another game of Guild Ball for you. We've got Brewers lining up against Falconers.
And the Falconers are the team who are kicking. We have John Latham playing the Brewers and Ross Baker of the Momentous 2 on 2 YouTube channels, so do go and check them out. In terms of the lineups, as you can see, we have Hooper, Quaff, Tapper, Veteran Decimate, Spigot and Mash on the right-hand side. And then for the Falconers, we have Divana, whatever the
Frelsey.
Frelsey, that's the name of it.
Matagi.
Yep, Rundas and Egret.
Minerva.
And Minerva.
And this is pretty fantastic. This is going to be another great example of the slight change in rules after the latest errata. So the Falconers have Egret, who's now gained close control.
And is kicking off as well.
And is kicking off. And we've got new Tapper, who, personally, I think has gone a little bit beast mode.
Yeah, he is a bit angry now, isn't he? Beast mode's exactly right.
He and the rest of his team are going to be very quick off that line.
Let's go through the plot cards that, game plan cards that each team has. The Brewers, very low cards across the board. Dig deep, get back in there, hunker down, back in the game, and go for the knees. Whilst the Falconers have both 7s, so lone striker and seize the initiative, won't touch the hair, midfield general, fullbacks, and of course they get one more, so they also kick them whilst they're down. So not only do they have the 2 highest cards, but they have probably, I think, the better suite of abilities as well on them.
That's very true. Kick them while they're down, going to be quite useful into these tough hide Brewers.
Well, yeah.
Every squaddy on that team, so every model, in fact, except Quaff, has tough hide and is a 3-1.
Which, I mean, the Falcons have already got a little bit of game against because of all the Harrier markers, which, of course, they are getting for cheaper, with the captain being who she is, but that's still, you need something to be within that mark or to be within range to have it moved on top of. So, I wouldn't say I would, I think the Falcons might still have a little bit of an uphill climb here, but we'll have to see.
I think so. Let's see. We're just going to go ahead. We've got the kickoff coming out from Egret into quite a wall of meat looking from that Brewers team. I think I might have a bit more job to do tracking this damage.
Yeah, it's going to be a bit more of a beaty game than our last rounds. So it goes Egret.
Too scared to go too close to those Brewers.
Can't say I blame her. I would be too.
Yeah, it's great. She's got a great big bow and arrow. Just punting it over the line, just like last game.
Yeah, a lot of shallow kicks, isn't it? I mean,
I think that's fair. Personally, I'm a fan of kicking it way off into the wing, but then I often kick off with salvo.
Way off into the wing.
Retrieve that.
Wing and their Falconers. I mean, I think given the deployment we have for the for the Brewers, I think an actually kick off to the side is actually pretty good. I think where we'd want to kick it off would actually probably be to the left because then Quaff has to go and grab it, or maybe even to the right, so Decimate has to waste some time grabbing it.
As you're looking at the bottom of your screen, Egret could have easily, just
actually
kick that, and then no one's playing with it.
Oh, there you go. Yeah, that's not a great kickoff at all, is it? The dog just grabbed that quite inconsequentially,
and
really.
Perhaps put it on someone like Mash with resilience.
Yuck, V.
So in general, this doesn't look like a Brewers lineup that cares much about the ball. So I think we're going to see a lot of just avoiding it and hiding it on Mash.
Yeah.
The rest of the time, we're going to be having Decimate, taxiing models around for both Hooper and Tapper to get stuck into.
Yeah, I mean, prior to the game, I mean, I've known Latham for a while, the Brewer player, and he said, I'm deliberately pick a lineup, Dom, that kind of like, annoys you a little bit, something a little off meta. And I'm like, I'm looking at this like Tapper team, and I'm like, yeah, no, that seems about right. Like,
he may have been lying.
Yeah. It's all 2-inch melee zones, pretty traditional standard Brewers, isn't it? Now, with those tokens being bright yellow, I'm not entirely sure what those influence allocations are like, but it looks like a healthy stack on Hooper there and kind of 1 or 2 on everybody else by the looks of it.
I think that's fair. Maybe good chunk on the dog for the dog's upgrades.
Yeah, it looks like it. So 1 for a run, 1 for a kick, 1 for second win.
Maybe. It's good to see. We go. This was why we didn't. There was a lot on Hooper. I thought there was a lot on Hooper. There was almost a captain level influence there on Hooper. It's because the Brewers player had mistaken Tapper for Hooper. First time that's ever happened.
For a Brewer player. Yeah.
Everyone mistaking Tapper for Hooper.
Oh, looks like the Quaff, the best boy.
As thought, we're going to go and get that ball.
Yif.
And hide
Much
it.
ball, such football. Wow. I can see that very neat widget pile next to his cards becoming ever so slightly untidy very quickly.
He's quite fastidious.
Ooh, there's a word. Dog sprinting.
Let's make that word of the day. So Quaff sprinting, going to go and get that ball, and we're going to go and put it not straight onto Mash. It's probably a good idea.
Yeah, I mean, you got time. Like the Falcons aren't going to be rushing over and pulling that off, are
They're
they?
not going to get it.
Ambitious one dive past the Spigot. Is he in range for Football Legends? Oh, he missed anyway.
He's not in range of Football Legend. Is that? I'm being stupid. Yes, because that's on Veteran Spigot.
Is it now?
That's why he's not in range of it.
See, I'm still thinking Season 3 Spigot. So the pass misses, but goes over his base.
Oh, you tried. You tried, doggo.
Good job. Good boy. And that's...
Second wind or pick me up? Pick me up.
Have to imagine it'd be both, wouldn't you?
You would. Yeah. Oh, that's a good shot.
Egret going up early for...
Well, it looks like she's in a bad spot. She's not going to be there in a minute.
Oh, she's oh, yeah, she can dodge around.
As long as this doesn't miss. Okay, if that missed, she'd be in trouble. So, Quaff, Hooper, and Tapper are taking some damage and poison.
Through Flurry, not bad play then.
We get Swift Strikes from Egret for a 2-inch dodge.
And Love Creature triggering on Quaff as well.
This is true. She get a 2-inch dodge, and then she's going to get another 4-inch back to the Shadows dodge.
That's not
back to safety.
See, that's not too awful for a kickoff piece of Falcons because it's very low influence cost, does a little bit of work, and then just scoots back because the Falcons want to stand off. They don't really want to engage too much. This helps their standoff game. Makes those kills happen just a little bit quicker.
Very true.
So Spigot's kicking over to Decimate. That works. Again,
momentum, and are we going to see a Spigot heroic?
You'd have to think so, wouldn't you? But then again, I saw him. There's Ross mentioning Football Legend, forgetting that's not on there anymore.
You said he missed it.
I missed it.
I missed Football Legend.
Yeah.
We've even got Bryce coming over and checking about Football Legend. No, Spigot does not have Football Legend anymore.
And with that base hugger going on to Spigot's base, it looks like time's called is up.
Oh, covering most of that Brewers team.
Would you maybe have waited a little bit to do that with Egret, maybe? That flurry? Or would you just go, it's not the optimal time to do it, I'm not going to get the most guys, but here is like a base amount of value?
Maybe you've decided that that's what she's doing this turn.
Yeah.
Not going to score.
Harry coming down from Atagi. Standard stuff. Basically, do not come in this airspace. This is my airspace.
And anywhere in a good radius of it, if I want, with Divana.
Actually,
sprinting. How much of this do we have on Divana? We haven't counted that.
I don't think it's that much.
I'm seeing, is that 1? That can't be right. That can't be right. Maybe it is. In which case, I would be incredibly aggressive with these Brewers. I'd pass and dodge up with Tapper.
Surely,
and Hooper.
Like your plan should be like enough on Egret to do her flurrying trick, sprinkle some Harriers around, and then just rest all goes on Divana, right? Let's see how this turns out for him.
I'd put more than 1 on Divana for first turn.
Vestmate kicking over to Mash. And that's a successful pass. Banking the momentum by the looks of it. And clock back over. Minerva going up. But it looks like a fairly large stack of Rundus. Maybe his plan is to kind of chuck down the Harriers and Rundus does stuff, but
how?
Rundus can't reach.
Rundus isn't going to reach anyone, unless he's stupid.
Unless you're just going to, like, banzai him in. I don't know, like.
No, but unless we're missing something, Divana does not look like she's loaded up.
Here goes Mash, kicking the ball. Kicking over to
Hooper or Tapper?
Both the same model. Hooper, by the looks of it. Actually looks like a really large stack on Tapper now that I think about it. On our kind of screen of many screens, it looks like he's got a nice healthy stack in him as well. So it looks like Tapper's the one that's been fully loaded up.
Yes, we mentioned that. We mentioned this.
Did we? I thought we mentioned Hooper.
Yes, because he mistook the models, and he'd allocated 6 to Hooper.
Fair enough. Oh yeah, that's definitely
a brave decision.
You're not playing Corker. Can't get anywhere near that Who's heights. So Mash has come up a little bit as well.
Which I think, you can afford to this
time. Oh,
time.
Mash is, yeah, well, in fact, I think in general, if you look at that Falcons team, they're not a team with loads of 2-inch melee zones anyway. I think they've only got 1 on that team at the moment. That's rough. Bird's flown up.
Divana can attack him from safety.
Oh, yeah, I mean, don't need to worry about unpredictable when you have a melee zone of as long as I want. Oh, it's a failed pass from Hooper to Tapper.
Can't imagine it going anywhere but him, really.
But like maybe he was looking for a dodge from passing the ball.
Probably was.
Yeah, Tapper's probably not going too far now. Well, not as far, maybe. Oh.
That's going to cross.
Not. Oh, there we go.
Yeah,
I was worried for a bit because not only does that miss, but if that landed there, that's no momentum for the Brewers, and that's huge.
If it hadn't gone over Tapper, it would have gone over Decimate there.
I think so, yeah.
Imagine. Okay, so we're not charging in with Hooper, but we didn't need to, or we're going to get much from that anyway.
I think probably the plan for the Brewers here is, given the influence allocation, if it is what we think it is, Tapper can probably weather a turn being in the middle of Falconers, get in there, go at the top of the next turn, set up lots of guys for barroom brawl, I think.
Yeah. Tapper now being very good at setting up the rest of his team. So
Matt Doran in the chat agrees that Egret may have gone a little bit too early, as she's a good last activation if Brewers are properly bunched up. I can see that.
That's true, but I would argue, perhaps with this allocation, I would argue a fully loaded up Divana with Harriers out there is the best last activation.
True,
when you're kicking with Falconers.
I think given with what we had, look at that wall of bubbles there. Yikes! But again, what are they going to accomplish?
Even so, I think the kicking Falconers team has one influence left.
It looks well intimidating though, don't it? I mean, I'm scared, and I'm downstairs from it. I don't want to go anywhere near those AoEs. Yikes.
Yeah, perhaps you don't want to just missile Tapper in completely, but you want to set up.
Wait, has Rundasori gone?
Yes, Rundas just went and put down that Harrier. So
but he had a huge stack on him.
He put down a Harrier. So we've only got one influence from Divana left from the kicking team, which is why a choice might be to pass that ball, dodge, maybe a marked target if you need to, and then just wreck face.
Yeah, because Tapper's effectively sets up himself with the marked target, doesn't he?
That's true. If he needs it with the range, he may not need it.
Interesting.
So he's deciding, I think he's deciding now if he wants to be very aggressive or a bit more passive. Because he could just hide and reset next turn. He's going to win on momentum.
Well, I reckon he could even keep, depending on the range, Tapper could even probably afford to keep the ball on him. And then use that to jump back next turn, maybe, if you were worried. I don't think he needs to.
I don't think he gets, if he keeps the ball, he doesn't get into combat. I think you pass to Mash, walk forward, win the momentum race, and make the Falconers go first. Yeah. This is what he's doing. He's not going in. He's being very conservative, which I think makes sense.
Not capitalising on the poor influence allocation from the Falconers, really.
Well, he isn't as much as... just in case he's buying Commanding Aura. Okay, there's 2 on Divana to move one Harrier and make one attack.
To Tapper, so a 3-1 with Tough Hide and...
It won't. Nor can it get the ball off...
20 boxes.
Yeah, no, so it won't kill Tapper, but it may have been to try and get the ball off...
That's an idea.
Off a model, but
That's
now he can't because it's on Mash.
Yeah, because of the...
So now he's responding by being very conservative. Brewers are going to win momentum, and if I was them, make Falconers go first.
Force them to kind of...
Unless we actually know Falconers have both 7s. Might be a bit of a waste to use one now.
So we have some poison ticking down on, I believe, Hooper, Tapper, and the
Quaff.
dog. So in terms of influence, I believe the Falcons have 1 and the Brewers are on 3. So Brewers have it, but they don't particularly want to go first. But
they want to win and make the Falcons go first,
yeah,
I think.
Yeah.
And then you're setting up for a last activation again where you're going to kick face.
Allows you a bit of like reaction to Divana as well, because obviously Divana will probably, you would hope she's the last activation.
Yeah.
Let's see what cards
especially
have.
depending on, based on this setup.
Hunker down for the Brewers.
Nice.
And lone strike. Oh, so the Brewers are going proper scrum here.
Okay, so the Falcons are choosing to go first, which I think is maybe an error.
We'll have to see what his allocation's like. Maybe he's got a plan we're not seeing.
Maybe he's got a plan. But based on how this setup is going, if Mash were to kick the ball into that top right quadrant of the board...
Near the fast ground.
Yeah, the Falcons are just going to be in a bit of a pickle to go and get it.
Yeah, I mean, like the Burr can go and get it, but then you're not getting your assist.
Yeah. So the Faulkners are choosing to go first, giving Brewers last activation. When
2 on Egrets. Sorry.
Sorry?
Big stack on Rundus. 4 on Rundus. Going big on Rundus again.
Are we going to undersell Divana?
2 on Divana again?
Yeah. Well, this must be how he feels it's best to play Faulkners.
I mean, I've never played them, so I wouldn't know.
I mean, I disagree. I think you put as much as you can on Divana.
Oh, yeah, totally, yeah. 1 on Matagi. Got to be 1 on Minerva. 1 on the Bird. 1 on Minerva. 2 on Minerva. Okay, so it's probably like an Ice Spy and a
Harrier.
Yeah. Dog's getting 1. Hooper gets 1.
Hooper gets 2. But Hooper can take 3. Why only put 1?
Jake's him.
Oh, look. Yes. Tapper, although he's been changing the errata, has not lost the old favourite, old Jakes.
1 on Mash.
5.
5 on Tapper. Big stack on Spigot by the looks of it as well. 6 on Tapper. No on Decimate. Oh, I've got 1 left over.
Not on Decimate.
What are you measuring up? Measuring up Hooper's threat range by the looks of it.
So we're going to go again with Egret.
Cheeky Egret.
The only problem is, keeping on doing this, you're going to keep damaging Quaff. You're going to keep giving him Love Creature every turn.
And it's not like Brewers, like, once they get into you, they're not going to need much to get through the Falconers. Like, they're paper.
So I think he'll happily take this. They've got quite large health pools.
It's free real estate.
They'll take a couple of damage. It's because it's only 1 damage. It's 2 on Quaff, admittedly, but then that triggers Love Creature.
Maybe he's going for the big 1VP mascot kill play. You know, like...
So personally, I probably would have shot Mash to trigger Resilience.
That's an idea.
Although you don't then get to dodge, so no, ignore me.
Sorry, who are you? Oh, lad bants.
So again, we've gone with Egret early again. A wasted activation from the Brewers, good idea. Make him spend all his influence and you've got last activation. We just had some naughty words, luckily you can't hear the stream. So we've got Matagi walking up, doing nothing except putting out a Harrier. I think we're probably going to form a wall of Harriers again and then just dare anyone to go into it. The only problem being that Quaff has second wind.
Matt Doran's saying the allocation, probably on the Falconer side, is like spinning him out. I can see that.
What does that mean?
It's not making any sense to him.
I'm not down with the hip lingo.
Neither am I.
Yeah,
really.
I think we're leaning quite heavily on Rundas, perhaps for fear that he'll lose Divana if he throws her in too early. We've missed. I think we've got all the buffs on Tapper. I wouldn't be surprised if second wind is there.
Oh, just send him in.
Because then you get to go. You get to hit people whilst in a Harrier and then just leave.
And it's safe, isn't it? It's totally safe.
You don't have to end your activation in a Harrier. Divana's again just walking up. We're going to put down a wall of Harrier, but that's too close to the Brewers for my liking.
Yeah, got to be safe.
We are going to form a scrum. I think we waste another activation, perhaps passing the ball to Tapper.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Or to Spigot. Oh, no, yes. I was right first time.
Mm-hmm.
Is he going to dodge with that? No, bank the momentum.
Nah, yeah, there's no real need to... Yeah, no real need to engage at this point. I mean, yes, there's Harriers there, but... there's models right there for
Did
you
he want to dodge Tapper forward so that he wouldn't have to do it later?
Tapper's got loads within his melee range anyway. He's in a good spot.
He does.
He's not worried.
We've got those big brutes.
Hooper
is very soon going to have 3 influence on him. 4 on Spigot, 6 on Tapper.
I mean, you could even just throw Hooper in to use a kind of a bit of a bait to get Rundus in, and then you have Rundus to beat up on and Minerva to beat up on.
It's true. Oh. See, I was questioning whether he was under-resourcing Minerva to protect her, and that looked like he was debating moving her far too far forward.
I don't know, like, particularly when you have the early game standoff, there's no reason not to put 6 on her.
He's going to move the Harrier onto Tapper and tackle the ball? No, onto Hooper.
Attacking Hooper? Why?
This seems to me an error. You're leaving her within Tapper's threat range. I think John, the Brewers player, is entirely happy with this.
Yeah. I mean, looking at that, you have Divana's there for a kill. Minerva's there for a kill. Momentous 3 damage push from the top end of the playbook. Down to 2 because of Tough Hide.
I definitely have been tracking all the damage, by the way.
Hey, like, I believe you. And you even have the threat of the Harry's gone now as well, because like that Harry Marks being on the board, it's like this could be used for anything. You have that kind
That's
of
true.
like
And it was-
meta-game threat, and now it's gone.
And that Harry was where, say, Spigot wanted to stand to hit Minerva.
Yeah.
And he can go and stand there now, and he's not in a Harrier. So he's very happy with that.
Yeah, it's good. Yeah, it's good.
Is it a Spigot activation to come and knock down a couple of people? Which is why I would have thought. That's why I thought maybe about kick to Spigot.
Well, and I think with, but I think Spigot as well. Like I think the kind of golden farmer's dice and the kind of the middle of, of John's pitch.
That is
I think
his
that's momentum.
That is his
so like
momentum.
you just throw up the times called, slam in, get the scrum going.
It's more, if Mash had passed to Spigot go and hit up a couple of people, put up times called, pass, and escape.
So dodge kind of, I'm near the scrum, but I'm not kind of initiating the scrum.
Because if he walks in now, Rundas is going to come in and hit him, and ideally you want to stop him doing any of that.
Tapper's going in, he's dropping the ball, snapping it to Mash.
And then I think he's going to come and hit Divana.
Oh, yeah, he wants Tapper to go in because of the barroom brawl for the free charge,
He does,
cheaper charges. This makes sense.
So a change that Tapper got in the errata, if Tapper has someone in his melee range, not even if he's engaging them, they just have to be in his melee
So
range.
even if you're knocked down,
So even if he's knocked down. Then friendly models only spend 1 influence to charge them.
Looks like he's charging. Yeah, going for the captain. This is going to be painful.
We're going to get...
So that's what? That's like 11 odd dice between normal tackle of creature and charging. Must have been a defensive stance by the looks of it. 5 results.
It's top of his playbook.
Momentous 3 double push.
That's basically a fifth of Divana's health gone in one shot. New Tapper hits like a truck and is beast mode.
What you have to imagine here is Tapper's going to try and push Divana around his base towards the right-hand side of the pitch, then bring her around so Hooper can go in, then Spigot can go in.
So Hooper can come in.
Yeah. Yep. In we go.
We've got to go for a knockdown at some point.
Got to be. Momentous knockdown. The Grange result.
I think Tapper probably has some claim to that being his first.
Who? 3's and 1 now.
So
Easy
just
to
continuing
hit.
to smash.
Commanding Aura goes up. Oh, Lord. This is going to be... I'm blowing up Namek in 5 minutes. And Divana's on it. It's going to sting. Momentous 3 double push. Yeah, that's going to peel her around the side of the base.
Divana walked into the danger zone, I'm afraid.
Bow.
Highway into the danger zone.
Bow.
Do we suffer copyright if we just start singing stuff?
It's a tribute.
I'm getting a no. I'm getting a don't sing.
The designated...
For the love of everything, do not sing, Dave.
The
Okay,
designated adult is shrugging. Momentous 2 mark target on Divana. Oh, and another 2 damage. Casual. $11 damage in total to Divana.
So I've got it down to 5 with commanding aura up, with marked target on her. So that's plus 2 inches on anyone who wants to charge her, and they only charge her for a cost of 1.
So maybe just like farmer for momentum.
Is he going to forget about Old Jakes, or has he done Old Jakes? Oh, he's not ended the activation yet. You were quite right. He wanted to push her around.
Second win.
Oh, that's the end of his activation. There we go. He's not forgotten the Old Jakes. There we go. That was close.
2 influence on Topper. Who? The only reason I know that is because during Gen Con I've played so many Tapper versus Honor games. I know like the 2 rules in the back of Tapper's card like the back of my hand.
What's that?
It's my hand.
Oh, yeah.
It's a small hand.
So this is good. Not only have we formed a scrum, we've kind of got a scrum going and brought it back to his side,
On your
away from
terms.
Rundas, who's the...
Is he committing the bird in?
Oh, dear.
Oh,
dear.
No, don't do that. Oh, like, I get it to block the charge range, like the charge somehow, but it's still, like, the mascot is quite often the most important part of the Falcons team.
Frelsey's, yeah, I'll kill Frelsey first.
Like when I'm playing into it with my farmers, like, despite being 1VP, they're target number 1. So I get it, but also suspect.
Okay, Frelsey had an influence to go, yeah. Still, I think, yeah, so Frelsey's probably blocked a charge there.
But if you think about it from the Brewers' perspective, like I said, she's only got 5 health left. You could leave her at that for this turn.
You
now.
absolutely could.
And I don't really see the Falcons generating much momentum to heal her either. So having another target in the way is like, sweet, you know?
You could maybe kill both models at the start of next turn.
Yeah, considering that you're still getting the commanding aura on that bird as well. Ugh.
For what it's worth, it might just be the way these cameras are working, but I do like the idea that Mash looks like he's got a bit of a suntan going on.
Yeah, you think so?
He looks a little bit sunburned. You can see it closely when you go to the close-up view. It just looks like Mash has been a stereotypical guy who's gone on holiday to Blackpool and sat out in the sun for far too long. Which I can imagine he would.
Yeah, he's red, isn't he?
So Spigot's coming on round. Have we used times called? Or was it,
no, Spigot hasn't gone yet.
was that a sprint?
He's scoring now. Okay, I'm not paying attention. Oh.
Spigot is hitting Frelsey with quite a lot of dice, thanks to Commanding Aura.
Yeah, and having a crowd out. 4 damage, Momentous, and knockdown.
4 damage and a knockdown.
There goes like a good chunk of Frelsey's health. I think, what, 5 or 6 left?
That's 6 left. That was almost half in one swing. That was good. He admits that was quite good. He's having to think, how many times has he wrapped?
Momentous 4. Momentous double push. Probably keep her alive now at this point.
And kill both Devon and Frelsey at the top of next turn.
Exactly.
You're going to win momentum. Look at how much momentum you've got. Last swing.
Maybe farm it for pushes, right?
To get Frelsey out of the charge lane between.
Well, I guess even if you do kill them now, like, you know, love trick creatures are going to be too effective and it's going to take them a while to get back into the game, so
True.
It's not awful.
You may even accidentally have killed them.
Yeah.
No. We've got a double wrap here.
Latham's response to the double wrap. Oh, okay. He says, I might as well kill you momentously. I mean... Ugh.
So Frelsey's dead.
Double push, and I think some damage on the wrap to kill.
And he's run out of the Farmer's Dice to use as momentum.
So that's 1 point to the Brewers. I love creature triggers on the Falconers, of course.
And for what it's worth, when you're playing against Falconers, kill Frelsey whenever you can.
Yeah.
They get love creature, but I live with that. I'd rather that than assist.
Yeah, because that just turns up Divana even more, doesn't it? Like, now, how are the Falconers going to respond? What would you do? Just go back and re-rack?
This is not good. You can't separate the scrum from the ball at this point because the ball is behind the scrum. I think John, as Brewers, has done a fantastic job.
He's going forwards into Hooper.
Well,
he's charging Hooper.
Yeah, you've got a choice. You either run away, lose your captain the top of next turn and don't get the ball, or you at least try and come and do something.
Defensive stance and counter-attack from Hooper. Might as well. I mean, you've got loads of momentum. Engaged by Decimate, dropping a dice. It's a sloppy placement there.
For what it's worth, I think a lot of those Brewers players just got healed because that momentum pile has dropped down.
Yeah, you just need enough to make sure that you're going to win the next turn. You don't need all of that.
They're true. Although he knows he doesn't have either 7.
Looking at the clock, 35 minutes for the Falcons currently, 29 to the Brewers. Bit of a deficit, but the Brewers have been a lot more active, and they have more points on the board. And looks like Dirty Knives has come out, going on to Hooper. you got 2 more inf going into Hooper, I guess. But counter attack coming in from Hooper.
Where's the double push on Hooper?
That's what we want.
It's on 5. It's not
Yeah,
going
it's
to
not
happen.
happening. Oh, Resolute's happening.
Of course, we have Hunker down.
Maybe.
Okay, we might get the double push. We've got it.
Oh, go for it.
A double push to
Perfect.
This is not going the Falconers' way.
So look at the Falconers. That's another 4 points to the Brewers on their side of the pitch.
No.
Oh no, it's not
Not
literally
4 points.
It's not literally 4 points.
We were just about to
Yeah.
4 points.
Yeah.
Not 4 points. So that's the end of Rundus's activation because he got pushed out. Actually, it's not. He can throw another dirty knives
like.
at Decimate.
I mean, a lot of guys on the other team are poisoned, so like, that's progress of a sort, right?
Yeah, but he's healing them and he's got as much momentum as he needs. We've learned our lesson from last game not to call games too early, but I think it's looking quite bad for the Falconers already.
Hour and a half later. So the Falconers won that one. Oh, we'll have to see if he can pull it back.
I like this. So Hooper is going to make sure he remains within commanding aura. There's no reason to go and hit Divana.
Yeah.
We're going to go and start beating up on Rundas and prepare him to be the next player.
It's like they're just picking up Falconers and shoving them into the Brewer blender. It's like, just take them. Oh, 40 by his attack, True Grit. All right.
True Grit. So we've got attack 7, attack 8. Hooper.
+1 from Love Creature. Pick me up as well.
Pick me up from the top.
Oh. That's a yikes from me.
It's just going to hurt.
Momentous knockdown. Momentous
Okay,
push.
momentous push. We're just building up the momentum.
I mean, like, you're not in a rush to kill any of these models. They're not getting away.
Rundus has got Shadow-like, if you're not overly careful, but...
I guess he's looking to get more crowd outs by, like, forcing his Decimate.
Yeah,
That's
just
not
bring him
awful.
Jeez, and 1. These are Brewers, so they are going to wrap quite a lot.
Wrap to the 2.
But
Noting the Tough Hide there.
Tough Hide cancelling out Commanding Aura.
Hit and knockdown model, as well. So very well playing around the Tough Hide there. That's good. 5 damage. Momentous push.
So Hooper gets +1 damage against knockdown players and is within Commanding Aura. So that's +2, 20 damage he does.
So
That
-1 from Tough Hide.
-1 from Tough
flat
Hide
+1.
still means that at the top of his playbook he's doing momentous 5 damage.
Which, I mean, like, looking at Rundus, like, Rundus's health pool can't be...
Rundus is down to 8.
Out of how many?
13.
Yeah, he's not a durable guy by any stretch of the imagination. Now we go to our Decimates. That's another dice for Hooper.
And he's knocked down at defense 2. Hooper does like hitting knockdown people.
Where are we wrapping to? 5 to the 2 again. Cool. Momentous 5. What else are we going to have? Momentous push again.
Leaving Rundus on 3, Divana on 5.
That
Can
could
John
be-
kill both at the top of next turn?
I mean, like, I guess you hit one of them to put up the commanding aura for free and then just go to town, right? Like,
Again, we've
clearing
got
some-
so much momentum, we're going to spend it all to get rid of all these poison, heal the players. They're not at much risk of dying anyway.
it doesn't look like the Falconers have much, if any, momentum, so get just enough so you can guarantee the next turn.
If I was John, though, I might be more tempted to heal people rather than clear the poison, because Egret can just put the poison back out.
Yeah, I guess. Well, the token's clearing up now as you go into the next turn. I think it's a 7 momentum to, I think, maybe the 1 that the Falconers have. I think that's what the whites diddly do is behind the goal there.
I think we do. So I think... Do you play Seize Initiative now, dodge Divana or Rundus away and stop them both dying in one shot?
Yeah, like, the correct play here, I think, is to scale back. And also, because you've got to re-rack somehow. Like,
Yeah.
Even on a good day, Falconers never want to get this close to the other team.
No.
You know? Let's see what we have. Midfield general for the Falconers. Oh, go for the knees on the Brewers.
+1 attack on Hooper.
And they're going first. Oh, Lord.
Do you know what? I think Hooper might be able to kill both without even troubling Tapper's activation.
Yeah, actually, yeah.
Especially because they're both Divana and Rundas are knocked down.
This is bad news bears, isn't it?
It is, unfortunately. So it looks very likely that Divana and Rundas are going down. And then the whole Brewers team turn their eyes to Minerva, who hopefully will just run away. Where do you put your influence? Because if he doesn't put any on Divana, then he doesn't actually have to rush to kill her. And maybe he saves her again for the start of next turn.
But then it's inevitably going to happen. So, like, you could put 1 or 2 on there to bait it, but at that point...
Tapper is inevitable.
And I am Divana, so I'm being killed at the top of the turn.
Okay, we're bringing Felsi on at the bottom of your screens. Miles away from Divana. Well, not for long, because Divana's going to be coming back on.
On your left, Divana. On your left.
As she gets sucker punched by a drunk Scotsman.
Boosh!
So that may actually be insulting to assume that Brewers are based on Scotsmen. 1 each.
1 each of them on the back to die. A pity influence, if you will.
So we are. We're activating with Rundas. We're activating with Hooper. I don't think he's going to have much trouble killing Rundas.
Hold me, Dave. I'm scared.
It's going to be straight roll on this. If he gets 4 net hits, he's killed Rundas. Oh, he's not done it.
3 results.
No. Sorry, I'm replying to the players.
Yeah.
Here.
Essentially, John Latham was looking at the amount of damage he could deal, and it wasn't enough to take Rundas out in one go. But like you said, there's no real rush to kill Divana, so it's...
Doesn't seem to be, not with 1 on her. You want to kill Rundas and then go and crowd out Divana.
Yeah,
there
make her life harder. Here we go.
So he's used that momentum for True Grit to get loads of momentum. 2s and 1, and we did net 4 hits. So we've wrapped.
Momentous 4 to kill.
Momentous 4 kills Rundas.
And then a... So the trait from Hooper negating the tough hides in terms of damage. So that's 2 points to the Brewers. And then a momentous push for more momentum. 3 momentum for 1 swing. That's value.
It is. And we've still got 1 influence left to go over. And
particularly in a team like Brewers where,
tickle Divana.
You know, with all their heroic plays. Like, that's a whole bunch of free heroic plays or heals there now.
That is true. Now, with Estes as a captain, you get free heroic plays anyway. With Corker as a captain, you get free with beer tokens. And with Tapper, you just get so much momentum. You can use them. So we're walking up. We're going to hit Divana. We've got a chance of killing her. She's on 5.
Oh, he's bonus timing. He's probably going for the kill then.
Yeah.
Should be huge. That's a 2 activation swing.
Defense 4.
Defense 3. She's on the floor, isn't she?
Yes.
Momentous 5 on top of his playbook.
Kills Divana.
Kill. And momentous push. Another 3 momentum swing.
And another 2 points. There we go. 5-0 to Brewers.
Oh,
and 2 spare activations this turn.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Spending momentum to heal himself 4 after some of that splash damage from Egret and Rundas. 13 health on Hooper now.
And what a start to the turn. Brewers taking out 2 players, gaining 2 activations, getting 4 points. And as I suspected, all eyes now on Minerva.
Egret's going.
He's not activating Minerva yet. Egret's coming in.
I know she can dodge about 6, but that's brave.
Sprint flurry, 6-inch dodge away.
Boom, headshot. Egret's going to try and no-scope somebody.
So we're deciding who to shoot. So she's going to flurry into Spigot. Now, if that misses, which it has, she gets no swift strikes and she gets no back to the shadows.
Oh, here's another model of Vine to kill. Please take it.
I think that's the 3rd time in a row she's done that. It was going to fail at some point.
Yeah, like...
and she's now stuck there.
I'll be frank, every die roll's 50-50, right? So
it's true. That happens if it doesn't.
Correct. That's maths.
So that was unexpected.
Doing the dog.
So Egret is now there.
Basing Egret for a crowd out. Oh no, it's thinking about not basing. Probably wants to get a pick-me-up on somebody. Spigot, pick me up.
How fast is Quaff?
Like a 6.
Speed 6?
Yeah. Quick boy.
Now. What?
Good point from Aaron Wilson. In the chat, he says Flurry has a range of 8. Why get so close? Valid. Totally valid.
So true. Yeah, so the choice here was, does Minerva walk in or run away? She's chosen to walk in, and you've got to think that that's giving up 2 players again to the Brewers.
Yeah, so I mean, like the Brewers are currently on 5, but they have another 4 ready on the pitch wherever they want to take it. And they can just slot the goal
Tapper's just going to bring that scrum right to the middle of the pitch now.
I would have run away. But I would have.
We're going to knock down the dog. Don't accidentally damage the dog.
Knock down on the dog.
Which I'm not sure what that's gaining you in the long run, to be honest.
I mean, we said this last game, but I think the game's a done deal at this point, really.
No, yeah, we're not going to say that. We're not going to say that.
But, like, how as Falcons do you get back from this? Like, you'd have to basically re-rack and then just play your clock so well. So well.
I mean, he's up on clock, yeah. Pushing Quaff over towards Matagi and the bird. At least have something to hit to generate momentum.
Yeah, I guess.
You're going to lose momentum, though.
Definitely. I think they're looking to maneuver the dog around so the bird can then attack it or something by the looks of it.
Yeah, this is looking like a Frelsey charge planned for later.
Sure.
Which has a 12-inch range because of midfield general.
Didn't work. I think Ross said something to the effect of he needed like 5 hits for it to work. Oh, 2 damage to kill the dog. What a brute! 1 point to the Falconers, but shame. Shame.
Do we have any screen overlays that just do shame? Oh!
Basically, Dave from his car brought in a bunch of like party whistles, and I'm gonna be an absolute terror this weekend with this thing now. Like, I'm like a child in a candy shop. Like,
I do carry celebratory party whistles and air horns in my car at all times.
We do have a soundboard somewhere.
Do we?
Yeah, you said you had a soundboard yesterday on your phone.
Oh, I thought you meant a Steamforged stuff.
No.
Soundboard. Like,
No.
if you have an air horn soundboard and you've not used it, shame.
Well, we would need the shame bell, wouldn't we? What else? What else would go on like a Gilball soundboard? Like shame.
Air horns.
Air horn noise.
We could just get some quotes. Just Bryce saying, "Get tea."
Huh?
We just have Bryce saying some Scottish stuff.
Yeah, Scottish stuff. Richard Alderson saying that 1VP on the Falconers avoids tabling. Not wrong there.
It's a plan. It's our plan. So we've got Tapper coming in. Now
and he's going to, in inverted commas, tap the Falconers. Going into Minerva. Looks like Minerva's going for a counter. The knockdown's on 1. Like, you're forcing him to take the knockdown, but that's fine.
Yeah. He absolutely doesn't care. He's got enough attacks.
I mean, into a 4-0, like... Hey, 3 results for Mentus knockdown.
As suspected.
The Grange result. Old Jake's on Decimate.
So Old Jake's getting more influence on the pitch. Generate a load of momentum, turning it all back into influence.
Money. Tapper now going into Egret. You have to expect this another knockdown.
Oh!
No!
Complete whiff on Mr. Tapper.
Does this mean the game's back on for the Falcons?
Yeah. So we're going to hit Minerva again. 3s.
4 results. Commanding Aura goes up.
Womp.
And this is where it gets more painful.
Still having Spigot and Decimate to go.
Ugh.
And ideally, you're not looking to kill either of these guys this turn. Doing some serious damage now.
Oh, meant to knock down Egret. Perfect.
So a good setup from Tapper.
Particularly
Engaging both of these guys.
Particularly when the Falcons aren't going to get the momentum to clear all of those knockdowns. How is Minerva standing up? Oh, there must be a target going. Okay, fine. Why are you giving him another model? Fast striking Tapper, sure.
Why not put down a Harrier first? So we're shooting with our bow.
No scope. The saddest no scope that ever scoped. What's he going to go for?
Some damage and bleed, I'd imagine. He's already putting the bleed out.
John knows. It's 2 damage down to 1.
Down to 1, but it does trigger bleed. Now, unfortunately, I mean that's good and all, but that puts Tapper down to like 16 health.
To what end? And a Snapfire on a Harrier afterwards?
Yeah.
Why?
There's maybe a secret plan.
What's Decimate going to do?
I think she's going to...
Oh, there's a power play. Stand right in the middle of those pigeons.
Stand in the Harrier marker knowing that it's not going to trouble you at all.
News just in. Angry Decimate yells at cloud of birds.
Was that a charge? Because it could be. Or did she have to go around the corner?
I think you had to go around the corner a bit.
Fair enough.
Looks like another wrap.
Momentous
4 with a push. Non-Momentous 2 with a push. That's got to be the majority of...
That's half a health.
Half a health gone. Could this be setting up for Spigot to remove 2 people? Actually, no. Minerva isn't knocked down, so probably not, but...
Because she stood up.
That's fine. Oh, another crowd out from Hooper this time round with the pushes.
Lots of hits.
5 results. Top end of the playbook. Momentous 4 and a push.
She's either on 2 or 3. Oh, she's on 3. No, she's on 2.
I have all this momentum. I'll spell to heal myself. Oh, I'm totally fine. All right, then.
Yeesh.
Spending his 1 momentum to heal the bird. Fair enough. The bird's going to need to go in there to help with the attacking, so not an awful idea. Egret's on 2. Devan on full health. She's not on the board, mate.
Spigot's coming in. Is Spigot going to charge?
I mean, at this point, like with the Brewers, because players just keep going into the grinder, do you even bother with the ball, or does it just sit on mash?
Time's called.
Huh?
Oh, okay. He's using time's called because he's got plenty of momentum.
I mean, you got it.
Enough that that's a jog.
Campbell D in the chat, I think Thresher's not good enough, needs a buff. Yes. Yes, that man.
Can we burn the chat? Who was that? There was a Mr. B. Johnston. Right, okay.
A Jice Bronson.
So we've got Spigot coming in, hitting one of them.
It's got to be Egret, right? That's a wrap. Momentous knockdown.
He's hitting Minerva.
It's with Minerva.
Here we go. And Momentous 4, I think it was.
Yucca V. What are we looking at health-wise on her now?
11. She was on full.
Yikes.
She was on full.
Yikes.
We're definitely setting up to kill both her and Egret top and next turn.
Another attack onto Minerva. So that's base dice, crowd outs, commanding aura. Oh, God, so many dice.
This is Tapper's living the dream. This is exactly what Tapper wants to happen. A great big scrum.
Is that 7 results? Momentous 4? Non-momentous 7 damage.
That puts Minerva down to 4, and Egret's on 2.
Wow. That's 2 momentum being spent to heal Hooper up to full. 2-day heal tapper.
So these tough-hide Brewers are going back to full.
Swinging again.
If the Falconers have any chance, ignore hitting people. Go for that ball.
So many dice. Love Creature, Commanding Aura, Flawed, Crowd Outs. It's not a good place for the Falconers.
It's really not. There's going to be a greasy streak on the floor.
Kids say the Falconers are going the way of the dodo here.
You could, don't, though.
Don't do. Don't do.
I'm coming for you. So that's a dead egret.
So that put dead egrets. That puts us up to 7.
6 points. So another 2. Oh, sorry, yeah. So it's
7 points for the Brewers. We have Dom Symes in the chat asking if we can get the other camera angle. If you can.
Oh, it's quite good actually because we've got a soaring eagle.
Got a nice scrum count going on. We'll get thank the designated adult Ronan has given us that camera angle. There we go.
That's
and there you
good.
can see just what that Brewers scrum is like. Brutal.
It hurts. So we've not even finished. We're still hitting. So loads of momentum. Mash is going to use his heroic.
Just for another crowd out. Why not?
He's going to pass too.
Got the heroic free pass going to Spigot.
Although you've spent a momentum to make a free pass, so we can make a dodge, I suppose. So we're aiming, presumably, to kill Minerva, to go up to 9, and then score at the top of next turn.
My worry would be if the Falconer just positions all of his models coming back on near enough to that goal to make that shot difficult.
Well, let him do that. Kill Minerva and pass the ball back.
Yeah, exactly. If anything, it's good bait, you know.
Yeah.
I mean, you got enough momentum. Why not? Why not live a little? Be frivolous.
Oh, bless. Ross has just said he's surprised he's lasted this long.
Oh.
The steamroller of that Brewers scrum, if you let it get going. So we're going into the next turn. We assume Brewers are going to win.
Brewers down on clock. Doesn't really matter. Dig deep for the Brewers.
And
What the Falconers got. The Falconers going second anyway.
unsure, but we'll see. Yeah, Brewers are going to go first. Yeah, loading up Spigot, I think, for a takeout and then at least a chance for a goal.
Why
And
not?
then just load up everyone else.
Treat yourself.
Treat yourself.
Go nuts. Quaff, the real hero of the story, coming back on. I would have measured that, even though it's inconsequential.
That is true. That is sloppy play. John, if you're listening to this back, if you're watching this, sloppy quaff movement, mate.
Bring them back on in front of the goal. Yeah, that's right.
Although, can you? I don't know how fast they are.
Eh.
It might even be worth putting someone on to go and try and kill Quaff, and then at least you go from 1 to 2 points.
2 points, 2 points. Yeah, Falconers
So I think he's spreading out, yeah, just so that the Brewers can't just kick the ball to somewhere there are no Falconers.
So, worth pointing out at this stage, we have got the other 4 Free Cities Draft rookies available for pre-order on our website at the moment. Go on Steamforged.com, have a look at the store section, and there should be a nice banner on the store with the rookies on there. So that's Flea, Champ, Nomad, and Cammy, and it's pre-order for to reach you probably around about the end of August, I believe. We've got them in the display cabinet. I mean, it's literally paying my wages. And I'm really hyped for Flea to get out in the wild. All of them to get out in the wild, but the Flea model is just...
I think you just mispronounced Nomad there, my friend.
I think you're biased.
Really excited for Nomad. The guy's got some form of monkey wrench gun.
Well, you were talking about converting it. I reckon remove the monkey wrench like a boxing glove on a spring.
Boxing glove and a spring.
Spigot attacking Minerva, I think, by the looks of it.
So, yeah, as we thought, Spigot's going to try and kill Minerva. Minerva on 4 health shouldn't be tricky.
I want an adult. 2 miss. Just
I
two
think
misses.
We've done it.
So
not a double wrap.
Momentous 3. Momentous 3 twice.
So double Momentous 3 damage to kill Minerva.
3 momentum
to
swing.
take
Brewers go to
Brewers
9
up to
points.
9. Thank you very much.
Full back was the card for the Falconers.
So John goes to 9, and as we thought, going to have a little bit of a jog.
I mean, this is safe, isn't it?
Spigot.
Time's called.
He may
just
not
to be
technically
sure.
be a football legend.
He is to us.
Just sprints to within tap in. He's showing us how things are meant to happen.
Showing off now. Can Spigot do it?
And we get it. We go to...
That's the game.
And that is the game.
12 points to Brewers, 1 to the Falconers. Okay, my whistle didn't work. That's embarrassing.
Well, I think I might be able to do you one better.
Go ahead. The soundboard's failing us. There we go. Like, hit it in the background. There's the air horn signaling the end of the game. We'll be back for game 3 later on.
Whoa, thank you very much for joining us. We will see you as soon as...
Tatty bye.